Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, we are from Group T. Today we're gonna present our project. The title is Book Media Store. Before we explain about our project, we're gonna introduce ourselves. My name is Gayatri Apsarini Hisana.
My name is Farika Trinanda Munata.
My name is Salsabila Putri Harini.
Background. Book Media Store is a bookstore that provides a complete variety of books. Book Media Store maintains separate things for purchase and payment. Purchase made by buyers and the payment is served by the cashier or employee. In implementing the outlet activities, our store has decided to stop manual data entry. Instead, it has decided to make use of a computerized database management for processing purchase payment realization.
Okay, this is the schematic diagram of the database and relation of the primary key. Next. This is table design, database name bookstore, book media store, file name, ID author, data type char, white age, description, ID of author, file name, author name, data type varchar, white 50, description name of author, file name, date of birth, data type date, description date of birth of author, file name, place of born, data type varchar, white 50, description place of birth of author, file name, author code, data type char, white 50, description code of author, file name, gender, data type char, white 9, description gender of author. This is table of percase data author. Next. This is table of percase date publisher, file name, author code, data type char, white 50, description code of author, file name, publisher name, data type varchar, white 50, description name of publisher, file name, ID publisher, data type char, white 8, description ID of publisher, file name, issue date, data type date, white, description issue date of publisher, file name, place of publication, data type varchar, white 50, description place of publication of publisher. Next. Next. Tabel design. This is table of percase date book. File name, book code, type, data type, char, white 20, description code of books. File name, book name, the data type varchar, white 50, description name of books. File name, book title, data type varchar, white 50, description title of books. File name, book title, data type varchar, white 50, description title of books, file name year, data type char, white age, description year of books, and file name customer code, data type char, white 50, description code of customer. Next. This is table of percase date customer, file name, customer code, data type char, white 50, description code of customer, file name, book title, data type varchar, white 50, description title of books, and file name, book code, data type char, white 50, description code of books. Next.
The second is a table of self-data cashier. The first field name ID cashier, data type char with 8, description ID of cashier. Second, field name data type varchar with 50, description name of cashier. Third, field name address data type varchar with 30, description address of cashier. Fourth, field name password data type varchar with 50, description password of cashier. Fifth, field name, employee code, data type char with 10 description, code of employee. The next is self data employee. Field name, employee ID, data type char with 50 description, ID of employee. Second, field name, employee name, data type varchar with 50 description, name of employee. Third, employee code, field name, employee code, data type char with 10 description, code of employee. The next is self data book. First, field name, book code, data type char with 20 description, code of book. Second, field name, book name, data type varchar with 50 description, name of book. Third, field name, book title, data type varchar with 50 description, title of book. Fourth, field name, year, data type char with 8 description, year of book. Fifth, field name, customer code, data type char with 50 description, code of customer. The next is validations performed. The first table is purchase data author. First, validation required author ID must be unique. Methods used for validation primary key constraint. Second, validation required author ID shall be entered in the format author ID less than 9. Methods used for validation is check constraint. Third, validation required author ID. Method used for validation not null clause in the create table statement. Sarika.
And then validation require author code must be unique. Methods used for validation primary key constraint. Author code should be entered in the format author code smaller than 3 and check constraint. Author code publisher name, book code, not null clause in the create table statements. This is pure case data book. And then validation required customer code must be unique. Methods used for validation primary key constraint. Customer code, book title, book code. Not null clause in the create table statement. And then validation required cashier ID must be unique. Methods used for validation primary key constraint. Cashier ID should be entered in the format cashier ID smaller than 9 and check constraint. Cashier ID not null clause in the create table statement. This is sales data cashier. And then validation required. Employee ID must be unique. Methods used for validation primary key constraint. Employee code should be entered in the format employee code smaller than 3. Methods used for validation check constraint. Validation required employee ID, employee name, employee codes, and methods used for validation not null clause in the create table statement. This is a sales data employee. And then validation required of sales data book. Book code must be unique. Methods used for validation primary key constraint. And book code author name, customer code, and methods used for validation not null clause in the create table statement. And then validation requirement and methods used for validation of sales data customer is customer code must be unique and primary key constraint. And then validation requirement customer code, book title, book code, and price. Methods used for validation is not null clause in the create table statement. Thank you.
So that is our presentation about our project, Book Media Store. Thank you for your attention. We are sorry if there's a mistake that we made. Once again, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.